Man,
dude. So at Politics Talk, today was the last day Trump had to pay back Jean Carroll $83 million. So he owes her 88, but he already paid 5 in. And now there's 83 more. I think starting tomorrow, she can go after his properties. I wonder what she's going to do.
I have no idea.
Well, she has nothing else going on, so.
She's
got a lot going on.
Being used as a political
I
cudgel.
mostly ruined Donald Trump's life.
Yeah, it's her hobby, it would appear. Yeah, she's getting
not
revenge.
Much, but it pays well.
Yeah. She's made about 90 million so far. I forget what the interest growing on her part every day is. It might be 10 grand a day. I'm not sure.
That would be believable. Who knows
what the rate no one even can do is. That kind of math.
Well, I don't even know we don't know what the rate is.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I had this thought that he's either going to become the president and say, I ain't doing none of that shit y'all want me to do.
Right.
I'm not paying anybody and fuck you. Actually, here's an amendment. Right here's a little presidential order right here. It says, "Fuck you." Give me another one.
Yeah, written in a really gaudy gold pen.
give me another pen. Give me another pen. Here's another one. Fuck you too. He could really just not give a shit.
Hold on, I've got something in my bag for you. Here it is. Like, let me blow you up a party balloon.
I think you start carrying you got swords earlier. I think the president should start toting a sword. Like if he had one in a scabbard, like a fancy pirate sword, very gold, and I don't want gems or anything.
How about this? Trump kind of dressed. He said he's okay. Granted, he's got to lose a good bit of weight. Like kind of Roman legionary outfit. He's got to do a lot of leg days.
Shit.
And he's got I got Gladius on the mind from our sword talk earlier, and he's got of a wreath in his.
That's good.
That'll help hold this hair down. Yeah. Well,
I would go in a different direction. If
I kept it low.
No, not you.
Biden starts carrying around a sword because he's president. Trump, parrot on the shoulder.
Parrot on the shoulder. I would like that. He's like, and you know what? I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. But you know what my enemies are? And he's like, traitors. He's like, it's not me. It's not me saying it, folks. It's the parrot. I got this parrot. I can't get him to calm down. Now they're going to listen to this. The lying Democrats, they're coming after me for what someone trained my parrot to say. Like that would be good. You use the parrot to say things that he couldn't.
It's a great idea.
I think it's a good idea. But I don't know. I like the sword idea just as much.
I think he can go wild in his last presidency here, as it transcends or transitions rather.
Last
I guess it depends on your outlook.
Why does that have to be?
Into his that's my point. It's either his. After his last presidency comes his first, term as king or emperor or whatever, title he chooses.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ooh, it should be golden something.
The golden
czar.
Golden czar.
Let's stay away from that.
No
Russian words.
Embrace it, comrade.
Too many other countries already use czar. And we cannot be seen.
I like emperor so much.
I'd like a unique one. I don't want to look like we're ripping off Japan or fucking. There's probably a czar of Kazakhstan or some shit. We're gonna follow Kazakhstan.
I like what the Koreans do as well with that supreme leadership.
Yeah,
I think that's good down to it.
That is good. Supreme.
What about
leader.
exalted leader?
I like
exalted
where you're headed.
Leader, a little bit of a ripoff, but it's still good. What was like old timey, like Your Excellency, stuff like that. That's pretty solid.
Gilded
that's
leader.
Totally
Gilded leader.
Gilded leader.
Something going on. I just feel like it needs to have a Trump spin.
Yeah. Excellency. One of those old European titles.
Every time you used his name. I'm looking forward to this. The showdown. I think this is going to be a very interesting election. Biden has to sell them, and he has to get.
I'm really curious about this debate thing. Like, you're confident there'll be no debates.
No, I think Kyle's right. You have to think like what does each side stand to gain by it? Biden doesn't want to do it because he'll get up there and probably get bullied by Trump. And Trump, if Trump begged to do it, the Biden camp is going to say no even more. If Biden begged to do it, Trump would probably be like, well, we're doing it, try and spin something.
They're going to do town halls. They'll do town halls on CNN and Fox News, and they'll probably be Trump on CNN and Biden on Fox News. They'll do shit like that. They'll do those little events where you have like 18 or 20 voters in a room and he stands in the middle with a mic. They'll do that shit, the stuff they can control and even maybe edit and manipulate potentially. I don't know how that works. I don't know if they're live, but they'll do that. Things with safeties on them. I don't think either team wants their guy out there, raw.
Kyle's idea is a strong one. I wouldn't bet against that. I feel like Biden might have a little more to gain in a debate because he's the one saddled more heavily with the whole dementia thing than Donald Trump is, at least in my exposure, right? I'm sure there's some left wingers who think Trump has it worse, but for the most part, people have less confidence in Biden's aging than they do Trump's. So it would be Biden who had more to gain by proving, or I don't know, beating perceptions.
Who wins in a crossword? We give them both I think the Sunday edition is the hard one, the New York Times crossword. Who gets the highest score? Give them 3 hours.
I pray they can both finish a crossword.
They can absolutely. Have you ever
New York crossword? The New York Times?
I've never messed around with crossword.
I certainly can't.
Every crossword I've ever done was easy as shit.
Okay,
Taylor,
so the New York
I
Times,
can imagine being particularly good at it.
I would too. I think he beat me. But I think it's the Sunday edition. They do it so every day is like the difficulty level goes fucking up. I think Sunday's the hard one. And like that shit is hard. I fucked around with one a few months ago, maybe, and I was quickly stumped by a few. I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to spend. I don't know. Just don't know. Just stumped.
Dude, let's put this on the screen and give it a go as a show bit. This might be a little
alrighty then.
We shouldn't spend too much time
Let's do a crossword. Let's go.
Yeah, we'll keep it short, people. So that'd be so funny if we did a crossword for a whole hour.
So this is the Friday one. So this one looks fairly at a glance.
No, give us a Sunday, Zach. Give us a Sunday.
But yeah, who do you think would win? I think Biden would win. Honestly, I think he's a smarter guy. I think Trump is more confident. Like if we had to do maybe if there was some physical stuff, we had to play hopscotch, had to juggle some balls a little bit, maybe just a quick game of catch.
There's no way either one of them are finishing this.
But no, they're not finishing. We're not finishing.
There was also more pop culture stuff in there than I thought there would be. There was this song by Barbra Streisand or
Biden once overestimated he exaggerated his grades. He claimed they were higher than they were before. Maybe what position he ranked in law school, something like that. And my point is, he's not that academic, right? That his strength is not the sort of guy who just thrives in academics, and neither is Trump. So it's a close match.
Yeah. Probably just depends which one has more niche knowledge on like if there's a WWE related question or two. I bet Trump's more likely to get that. If there's something about
how many women did Vince McMahon rape?
Road cycling. Maybe Biden knows that one. Oh, I know that brand of road bikers or whatever the fuck. I don't know what Biden likes to do. What are his hobbies other than having a dog that apparently does not behave?
Well, so the propaganda.
This dog is bitey as fuck.
So the message. The messaging right now that the Biden team is trying to get out there is that Biden fucks and he is virile. And they've put it out there 4 times in 2 weeks. And they've had the first lady get in too. They're like, oh, the key to a good marriage is fucking. And his wife said something about oh yeah, keeping the bedroom alive is the spice of life. It keeps us sharp and with it and lucid during national security briefings.
That's why I forget countries' names and I'm so tired. I'm just fucking.
It goes the other way. Did that start out of Donald Trump Jr.? Did you hear about that part of it?
That.
Oh yeah, no. Donald Trump Jr. tweeted that there isn't enough Viagra on Earth to get Biden's dick hard or something. And so I think that this is a response to what Trump Jr.
Could it be cyclical at this point though? What came first, the chicken or the egg? Because he could be responding to the fact that they've been pushing it out. They've been, hey, letting you know, Biden's still getting down. Just so you know, your president fucks.
I have my doubts.
I do think it's good because he doesn't look like he fucks. He looks like he looks like he's at that age where you start breaking hips and shit like that happens. Like those weird injuries that normal people don't get.
Yeah, to me it goes. He looks like he's at an age where there's no libido. He just.
I bet he bruises poorly.
Yeah.
He fell in the shower. His ass would be black and blue for 8 months. Yeah,
you wait till Taylor's gone to lay that joke out there, huh?
I just wish I mean, we say it all the time, but man, I wish it was someone young, someone who knew about the internet. Like, I bet
Who do you want from the Republican side? Not Trump. Pick your second place. Vivek?
Yeah, I'd have to pick some
say.
populist or something. I liked Vivek. I didn't listen to enough of Vivek to really be a sound judge of his policies. I'd need like the list. But even then, like we looked at Trump's list and half of that shit didn't happen. And we looked at Biden's list and half of that shit didn't happen. So much of it is just, oh yeah, we want to appease that group of people. So put that on our list. Make a bullet point and put marijuana legalization next to it, and then wipe our fucking hands and scrape our boots off at the door and get to work on some other shit. And we'll never go back to that. I mean, Biden actually did come through and pardoned the simple possession people, though, right?
He pardoned a bunch of people and he rescheduled it, maybe.
I don't think that happened. They did things. They made progress. The baby steps, I suppose.
They couldn't pass anything. They can't pass anything until the Republicans agree.
But one of the things I liked about Vivek is it is true that one of the leading causes of death in our country is fucking fentanyl. And it seems like Mexican drug cartels and China, to some extent, are responsible for that. So I'm all for declaring those cartels terror groups or whatever we need to call them, and then dropping bombs over there. Because why not? I like
especially on Mexico
fireworks show.
I'm a dumbass. I don't know what happens if Mexico gets mad at us, but
fuck all.
It seems like we could kill Mexican criminals, and Mexican politicians might be like, well, what are you going to do?
Just send a bunch of SEAL Team 6s down there?
No, airstrike. That's what Vivek was talking about. Like a lot of people on the Republican side are talking about airstriking them, because we know where they are. It's not it's Afghanistan and the cartels hide in caves. They're like, over there.
They will be, though. You lay some airstrikes, and in 6 weeks, they'll be underground and hidden, and they have unlimitless money.
I mean, they have to do something about
more than likely what they will do is they'll just turn over their leadership and make a deal with us and not put fentanyl in their cocaine anymore, because that's what we want. We're okay with them selling the cocaine, clearly.
We just don't want better products.
They need to make better cocaine
product.
Well, you know what? Alternatively,
the American way is installing a super drug leader who is like just sells
a
cocaine
drug czar
and doesn't adulterate it.
Hot take. I'm okay with fentanyl in there. You just have to tell people what the dosages are so that they don't hurt themselves. The problem is when you sneak. Fentanyl's amazing. When you sneak in
drug,
unknown amounts of fentanyl to give people a little extra high.
Yeah, you don't want fentanyl. It's too easy to fucking die.
What do they give you before surgery? It might
morphine?
be fentanyl.
I don't know.
He's talking about the stuff that makes you feel like silly and happy and like you don't mind being killed right now. If
fentanyl's killed like what? It's like in the six figures.
It's because
I only know because you always say
they think it might be propofol. They think they're taking one thing and they're getting something else.
Yeah.
You should be able to buy fentanyl and just dose it properly.
And like, I think some people think of it as like, oh, it's those heroin users and they that could never affect me. But sometimes it's pills. Like somebody will just be buying like
it's like a fake pressed Xanax.
Yeah, they're looking for a party drug or like a chill the fuck out drug or just like take the edge off. Something it's often like kids. It'll be some 17-year-old that thought he was getting Xanax or thought he was getting something recreational and he just dies. You know, so I'm all for the airstriking thing because I think that's fucking cool. And at least we'd be using our military for something that matters. Like we'd be
something that's directly impacting hundreds of thousands of Americans, killing them.
Yeah.
Boys, we don't do that in this country. All right.
Yeah, we gotta protect Ukraine.
Yeah.
We gotta
get with it,
Kyle. For Ukraine.
And we need to kill Palestinians for some reason.
Fascist loving Woody.
That's so funny to be like, you fascist, you don't want to impose our military might on whole regions of the world. What are you?
We're the good guys, clearly.
What are you, gay?
Oh, come on. Come on now. If these were video game like countries, you'd be all for this. It's only because it's our tax dollars that are at stake that you care. That you're taking this side.
That we have a financial stake in it as Americans. Yes, that does make me care about
the Ukrainians, and the Ukrainians are saying, leave us alone. And we're saying, we'll
saying, we fund it forever.
Yeah,
No,
well, as
none
long
of
as we
that.
need
Taylor,
to.
a couple decades. You exaggerate.
Couple decades, and then eventually we'll pull out, and nothing will have changed.
We want to lose wars very slowly.
We are the number one country on earth at losing wars slowly. No one comes close. We're the absolute best at it. Swish after swish after swish.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we'll have a banging KD ratio during the loss.
During the loss, we do not play the objective.
Maybe have you ever considered our objectives are different though? Like I bet we're profiting all the while, and I bet we're racking up those kills. I feel like our soldiers are so fucking good. Somebody mentioned Italy's military the other day. I think it was one of those fantasy realms. There was a rumor that Trump was strapped at one point because I remember like early in his run, someone kind of made a move at him and he like reached for his coat in kind of a funny way. And somebody was like, oh, President Trump's packing heat. That man's lucky he didn't take another step.
You know what would be good is both of our prospective presidential candidates are old enough to like use a sword cane. And a sword cane is a pretty cool weapon. I've only seen them in Bond movies.
I need
but
to get
imagine
more
that.
decrepit.
Yeah. No, well, you know, in like 30 years, you could be a sword cane guy.
You think I'm living to 81?
You're making it to 81.
There's no fucking way.
I mean, barring a catastrophic event,
which is like
given your life,
only if one of your hobbies goes poorly that one time.
Yeah.